Hello. Uh, Welcome back. We took a bit of a reprieve last week, but we're back and ready to finally leave the halls of Aretusa, and I'm sure that everything outside these walls will be just fine. um, we have just one announcement, and that's that you should go check out over on Kickstarter. There's 9 days left of Titans Rising. They have reached their funding goal, but we are in the midst of stretch goals. Currently, they've unlocked an Origin tier adventure and a Hero tier adventure for Scion Second Edition to be added onto Titans Rising, which is basically Titanomachy Part 2. um, with 770 backers, they've raised 49. Numbers are hard. I just blanked on how to read any numbers. Very cool. Nearly 50K. And about 250K, or $250 away from their next fundraising goal. So give that a look. I wrote on that book, so I'm very excited to see it released and see how people feel about all the early access stuff you get whenever you're a backer. So go ahead and check that out. I'll throw the link in the chat right meow. Um, so that's the only announcement we have currently. So rather than prattle on about nonsense, let's go ahead and meet our heroes, shall we?
Ah, hello. Sorry. Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night, whichever you prefer. And I stream at Druid by Night, and today I will be playing the mage Cersei Aveline.
Hello, everybody. I am the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel. You can find me over at the azurebutterfly.ttv. Yeah, and I'm playing Ingrid of Sintra, the Bear Witcher.
Excellent, excellent. Well, our heroes have been met. We have some stuff going on very soon that we can talk about, but for the time being, there's again no time to prattle on about nonsense. So let's jump into today's episode of Witcher Ways of Old. And as always, begin every episode starting off with a recap. Ingrid, if you'd kindly.
Man, this was a very Game of Thrones episode that we had last session, you know? Um, Session started out continuing the conversation between Cersei and the other members of the Lodge of Sorceresses, detailing what we've been up against. Uh, Sorry, one second. Dad was by the door. Sorry. Um, and also having Cersei discuss, the dangers, what we've been facing, the higher vampires, Renwick, telling them just enough for what they need to know, um, including a little bit about the grimoire that she had found um, on the higher vampires sorcerer, one of the mages that was trying to do the summoning. Um, but not exactly where it is just yet. Margarita, then, I believe, was the one that ended up mentioning that they should put out a general contract to the Witchers, mercenaries, anybody looking to get in on this, to go after Renwick and Renwick's men, anybody related to him. Um, Once that was all said and done, Cersei made her way over to Aurelia's suite. All the while, Ingrid was in one of the various training halls, letting loose some pent up frustrations at the situation out on a poor wooden pillar that had done her no wrong. Um, Overexerting herself a little bit to the casting Igni as strong as she could, causing severe burns to come across her arms. Uh, Istrid coming to her rescue, uh, very very in the knack of time to put her out from being on fire. Um, Cutting back over then to Cersei meeting up with Aurelia once more, uh, letting out her own frustrations about the situation, seeing about what they should be doing. Cersei questioning Aurelia if she was going to stay there or to travel. Um, and Aurelia giving the response that she was going to go investigate I can't remember the name of the other school, the one that Istrid is from.
Bernard.
Bernard. Yes, that one. After a brief little conversation, Cersei detailing a bit more about the grimoire to Aurelia, they parted ways. Cersei making her way out into the hallway, only to find somebody very, very repellent standing in wait for her at the other end of the hallway. Stregobor, who offered her a little escort to her room, turning it into a garden moment from Game of Thrones, where Stregobor was trying to very obviously pick up some information from Cersei and to see if he could find an ally within her, to Cersei's disgust. um, Once they had made it back to the room, they had parted ways, and then cutting back to Ingrid having an emotional moment with Istrid, relaying the trials and tribulations that led her from the bear school at Heron Kaduk all the way to where they were just now, leaving out just a few key things, including the grimoire, as Cersei had mentioned to her before, that was one of the things that they didn't want to share. So there was that. Istrid then mentioning to Ingrid that he had some mutagens that may help Ingrid out, piquing Ingrid's curiosity to the point where she wondered if he could make a very specific mutagen, reaching into her bag and pulling out the higher vampire heart that they had taken so long ago now. Istrid not giving a complete answer on if he could or not, but said that he would definitely try to see what he could make of this. As Istrid led her back to where Cersei was, so that Ingrid could get her severely burnt arms dealt with. Once they arrived, Istrid took his leave, leaving Cersei and Ingrid together in Cersei's room as the sorceress healed the Bear Witcher to, was it baby smooth?
Yeah, it's gross.
Hey, at least it's not like little baby hands from Deadpool, stuff like that. But
Even worse.
even worse. Having a little bit of a brief conversation between the two of them, catching back up on some of the situations that had happened while they were separated. Only to be, I'll say not taken off guard, but surprised by a little bit of a noise coming from the bridge outside Aretuza, looking down and seeing Thalin's group approaching. And that's, I believe, where we left off.
Indeed. We had left off a bit after that as Thaland emerged. We were cutting into a bit of downtime. The mages of Aretuza, unless anyone has anything they wish to convey to Thaland or continue on this night, we are going to be pressing on. So speak now or forever hold your peace.
The only thing that Ingrid's going to do is find a moment to separate him and, once again, double down on make sure you know who the fuck you're selling that Witcher secret I sold you to.
Outstanding. So with a second attempt being made at this, Ingrid, do me a favor. Let's have a roll.
Oh boy. Yay, first roll of the night. Let's go.
Let's call
What do you
this.
need me?
Well, would you say that you are... When last we had this conversation, there was a bit more time to build up, but would you say that you are being threatening with this? Are you being more intimidating? Are you trying to convey the seriousness of the situation? What are you trying to do here? What's your angle here?
I assume that we when Fallon showed up, we would, see what was going on, greet him at least a little bit, there would have been a little bit of like a back and forth, just like, oh, what's going on and stuff like that. And Ingrid is just going to try to just find a moment and be like, hey, remember what we talked about? I know you already promised and you already said your dues on this, but I need to double down on just how vital you not letting that get into the wrong hands is.
Empathy persuasion, please. As a reminder, your luck pools have refilled. So, just a tool you can use.
All 3.
It's 8 plus 2 for persuasion. 10 plus empathy is 17.
17. You convey your concerns, Ingrid. Thaland drunkenly is just, no, I understand. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Of course. No. You already told me all this. I understand it's serious. I understand it's a big thing that you've done. I really do. I don't know why you're so worried, though. Do I not seem trustworthy to you? After days upon days on the road, I fixed your wagon. I don't just fix anyone's wagon.
Pulled the wagon card.
We shared drinks. We shared the trail. We shared food. Do I not seem trustworthy to you, Lady Witcher?
The fact that we have shared all that, and I am still approaching you about the importance of this, should go to show just that level of importance. It is not a matter of, do I trust you that way? I just want to make sure that it is ingrained with you the importance.
He stops you as you are talking with your hands. He takes both of your hands in his, clasping them, and he says, Madam Witcher, you have my word as a merchant, a salesman, and a purveyor of fine goods and coin. I will be very careful who I sell this to. You have it on my word as a merchant.
Ingrid is going to look at him in the eyes and nod a few times and say, I believe you.
Excellent. Now let me get these motherfuckers money. He starts to go over to his wagon and pull out wares. Margarita is, in this moment, kind of assessing the situation, seeing if you guys have vouched for them at this point, but Margarita is kind of looking them over. Again, this trio is already drunk, and they're in the middle of the night trying to sell things to a school of mages. So, Margarita's watching all this happen and says, perhaps trade would best be conveyed in the morning when everyone is awake and everyone is aware that you have made your arrival. Thalon looks and says, excellent idea. You real thinkers. Cersei had a lot of great things to say about you on the road. Did she tell you that we traveled together?
Sure did.
Margarita raises an eyebrow over to you and says, oh, she's had a lot to say about you. They are shown to quarters, sort of guest area quarters, not so in depth as the two of you have been able to acquire, and that is the evening. Unless you guys have anything else.
I'm good.
Not really.
Then,
Ingrid's probably playing with her baby smooth hands because she's never had them this smooth in a long time. All the calluses that she had built up from her sword fighting are gone now, and she's so confused.
Excellent. As we closed out last session, we're jumping into a bit of downtime. You may, of course, stay as long as you like. I would recommend no more than 2.5 weeks. Well, 3 weeks by my count. That's just a recommendation. You don't have to adhere to that at all. So, I've given you some time. It's been 2 weeks since we last met up. There is some things to discuss. I will be having to make some rolls here. So, if someone would kindly begin with their downtime, what they've thought on, what they've pursued, so on and so forth.
Oh. Cersei needs some new clothes. And because she has one outfit that was in her bug out bag. And she's tired of wearing it. It's not very professional of her to wear the same thing every day.
You don't need more than 2 outfits.
That is so untrue. So she's gonna go shopping.
Would you like
Excellent.
Ingrid to go with you as a bodyguard?
Sure. You can, if you like.
You take it to town.
It is not safe to go alone.
You take the town. The next morning you emerge, if you'd like, and you go shopping. Now I have been accused of nickel and diming our heroes here, and you can be damn sure that I'm going to keep that reputation for this endeavor as well. So, Cersei, what are you looking for?
Set of fine clothes.
Set of fine clothes. Do you have the particular price for a set of fine clothes?
I can certainly find it.
No need. If you'd like, you may, but no need.
Oh, okay.
Cersei,
Yes.
when you say a set of fine clothes by your standard or the common standard?
My standards.
Understood.
Something practical and something elegant.
Was the plungy dress practical?
No.
No, it was not.
Not at all. I'm gonna caught myself on fire with those sleeves.
You damn near already almost did, I would assume.
Yep. So, Cersei, are you bartering?
Yes.
Okay. So we won't have to go through every bit of interaction with this. However, I would like you to make a roll here. We'll call this. You may roll intelligence business if you'd like, as well as if you'd like, you can roll empathy persuasion. If you want to go a little more intimidating route, you can, of course, will and intimidation. Or if you have a spell, as someone amongst our heroes is wont to use, you may use a spell or a sign.
Ingrid is just in the corner, just like.
I will use my intelligence business.
Excellent.
You don't want me to use Axie?
Soup brain.
That's not scientifically proven here.
Oh my god. 17?
17. Excellent. It's a successful shopping trip, to say the very least. How many outfits are you requiring? Are you acquiring a full wardrobe? Is this a still a bare bones shopping trip, or are you going to try to fill the wagon?
Oh, it's so tempting to fill the wagon.
Okay, if
But
we're filling the wagon, we got to get some outfits for me too, because it's not just you here.
I mean, no one's stopping you. No, I'll get 2 sets of clothes. That makes it 4, and that 4 that she has in total.
How much space do we have left in the wagon, actually?
A decent amount. It's not bad. So I feel like when we describe this wagon, it gets viewed as just like a travel cart. It doesn't. It's not a travel cart. This is, again, you guys are medieval van lifing this shit. It's enough space to sleep, to kind of move around a bit. If you open up the back wall, the back door, as it were, you have an alchemical set up, as per Thalin's upgrades. Yeah, it's a covered wagon, not just with canvas or anything like that, but it's livable. It's a nice space. Decent.
We spent a lot of money on this.
You guys did spend a lot of money on this.
Yeah.
Ingrid is looking at some, I wouldn't say like super stylish clothes, but something that's like pretty, but also very, very, what's the word?
Practical? Practical?
Practical, yes. Very practical. Something not too loose fitting. In fact, some of what she's looking at looks looks rather form fitting, more meant for very athletic kind of movements. A vest, tight trousers.
Understood. For your knowledge, Cersei, go ahead and subtract 200 crown from your coffers. Ingrid, you were looking for more practical clothing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it can be fancy if we're in a fancy shop already, but as long as it's practical and and I can move in it very well.
Well,
I'm looking for like a sleeveless kind of vest attire.
Much like a college town, the surrounding area that is Aretusa, the students and the women that emerge from those halls and walls are usually gifted with, well, to say gifted, they have a lot of coin on them, coin to their name. So, even the more practical clothing is likely going to be a little bit more money than if you were elsewhere.
This does seem way more expensive than it was in Vizima.
Oh, yes.
What do you think? And she's gonna hold up like this this kind of like white tan vest that has some elegant filigree down the center with some buttons, and a pair of very finely cut, very form-fitting black leather trousers.
Good. I like it.
Sweet. I would. You are the keeper of coin. So, am I? May I?
Mhm.
Yes. Ingrid will go buy the outfit.
How much are you shooting
Resisting.
for? How much are you shooting for? In terms of how many outfits?
Who needs more than 2 outfits?
That's what you're grabbing to then. Excellent.
Yeah, 2 outfits.
You may make intelligence business, will intimidation, or empathy persuasion if you'd like. If you have an argument for another set of skills and stats, by all means.
Ingrid goes to hold her fingers up to start to make the Axie sign. Then she looks to Cersei. Okay, I'm judging that look right now, and I'm saying, and Ingrid slowly moves her hand back down.
I want that look as an emote, yeah.
Okay, we'll go empathy and persuasion. Ooh, that explodes. It's 10 plus 5 is 15 plus 2 is 17. 17 plus 7 is 24. I was correct in my brain. Initially, I didn't trust myself.
156 crown.
That is so much money, but okay. That is so much. That's as you're saying. That's so much fucking money. Jesus Christ.
Welcome.
For 2 outfits? Pretty good.
This is some top quality, though, isn't it?
It's decent. It absolutely won't get you. People won't be looking in your direction if you show up to a fancy party. You'll blend in nice with the crowd.
Good. Good.
I'm gonna regret saying that later. I guarantee
it. 6-foot bear Witcher blending in.
Yeah. So clothing is acquired. Cersei, we were on your downtime. Let's discuss what else are you looking for.
What XP do I have?
Real quick as well, before we dive fully into this, you know what? Continue by all means. Go ahead.
No. What were you saying?
Go on.
I'm looking at stuff in the book.
Suspicious. No, I'm now suspicious. Luna's looking something up. What's up?
Well, there's a number of things you guys want to get done. There's a number of things that would behoove you to get done, and things that would be helpful to get done here.
Oh
Uh,
God, we have a time limit.
there's no time limit. That's merely the question of how much time you'd like to spend on this. But that can be discussed during downtime. Because if there are certain roles made for crafting or learning and things, you may want to spend more than 3 weeks. You might want to spend more than 4 weeks. Depending on how roles are made, you might need some more time to learn and to study. So, no rush, no time limit. Just a matter of logistics.
Every time Ramos says something and then says, "Never mind, we'll come back to that," primal fear hits me now.
Ooh, ooh.
Ooh.
I kind of want to learn a spell.
What spell would you like to learn and at what level?
Cloak.
Ooh.
Cloak. Interesting.
Is-
What is your source
is-
for this spell?
the dark hold.
How very interesting.
It's gonna be an evil cloak.
Do you request assistance from anyone in particular or anyone at all as you
If
study?
Aurelia's still around, let's kick it like the good old days.
Indeed. She indeed will be. So, how long does Cloak take to learn?
A week.
A week to learn. How many
Work at
rolls
it every
must you
day.
make?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's look. 4.
4 rolls. And this is precisely what the questions were for. If you fail these rolls, more time must be spent. So, what is your target, Cersei?
18.
18. As a reminder, you have some luck. With a, I believe with a teacher, not just the book, you will have some, either a cut down in time or a cut down in your DC.
If I'm cheering her, does that count as anything?
Great motivation.
Probably be a little distracting, to be honest.
Oh, you know what? That's valid.
Unfortunately for spells, no, it does not do anything for your learning DC or your
But what
Wow,
does the game
that's
master
lame.
say?
What's that?
What does the game master say?
I say that the chart is very clear,
Okay.
and 4 rolls above an 18 must be made.
Luna, roll your persuasion.
I'm gonna use 1 luck each time.
Absolutely. I'll allow. Since this is pulling from just a single source, a book. So step 1 in learning a spell is you need someone to teach you the spell, either a mage, a priest, a tome of some sort. But there doesn't detail anything that has like, oh, you're learning from this book, but you have another outside source, a teacher. I will give an Aurelia skill. Will lower your DC by 2.
Oh my god, it's so generous. Thank you.
Wow, talk about scaring Luna by saying no, you're not going to get anything out of this, then be like, okay.
The emotional whiplash.
Yeah, for real.
So instead of 18, 16. Okay. Can do that. And I'm doing Will's spellcasting, right?
That will be yes, I believe so. Let me double check. I want to say yes.
Oh, I can't get lower than an 18.
Can't get lower than an 18. Like at
What?
all?
How?
Because my will is 10, my spellcasting is 8.
Oh,
That's amazing. Okay, so you didn't need help at all. So that was
Still ask for help, like the good old days.
so
like the good old days
how fun.
when we were weak, when we could fail rolls.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Again, just double checking learning spells. So yeah. What is spellcasting? So your will and spellcasting is okay.
Oh wow! Fun
Having
fact:
fun.
I can't roll lower than a 17 on my spellcasting and will.
All right. Excellent. Yep. Will spellcasting, please.
Okay. 26 on the first roll.
26. Excellently done. Since it's kind of technically impossible you to fail for you to fail these, um, we're just gonna grab your rolls and
Can I lower the cost of XP for this?
no. I'll tell you what though, you can definitely get. You said the first one was a 26.
Yeah.
The Mages of Aretusa are departing after the meeting you guys had, given the plan, Cersei, to spread the knowledge and to call for contracts by other witchers and other monster hunters and things. However, there will still be mages and novices present, so I will allow you to spend these successes to bank these extra successes toward essentially toward your rapport, your attitude, or their attitude towards you.
I like that. Okay. Thank you.
No longer be known as Old Lady Cersei.
So I'll note these down. I'm literally. Where did that even come from?
The novices I spoke to.
No, I know, but like, why would they say that? Okay. Next roll.
Aurelia's old apprentice.
That explodes.
Nice.
18 plus 18.
Oh, Jesus
That's
Christ.
a 36.
I'm really good at this.
The dice god's loving you today. Knock on wood.
24. 25. I have a 24, 25, and a 26.
Okay, so I see a 26, a 36, a 24, and a what? 25?
25.
Hell yeah.
Excellent. So,
Learn that evil.
using, like I said, banking those toward the attitude and your reputation with the Mages of Aretusa, because I don't like to see. It's cool to just have auto successes, but because you still technically have to roll rules as written. It's cool to have them mean something at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna bank those toward the reputation of the Mages of Aretusa. Reputation is going to be detailed, if you're curious, on page 60 in the book. So, raising reputation is usually done narratively, usually done through role play and things like that, and there is a system to kind of contest reputation and to boost that with a single roll of will. Banking this is a little bit of a house rule. Given this, do you have reputation annotated on your sheet with the Mages of Aretusa whenever we were building?
No, we never built that.
I would say that given who you are, who your teacher was, and the reputation of Cersei Aveline before we began this this adventure, this chronicle, this story, whatever you want to call it, I would say you'd probably be at, again, detailed on page 60, probably be at about a level 3 before all of this. I would say that with the banked successes from this training endeavor, people that pass by, people that see you learning a spell and practicing and all this, I would boost your reputation to a level 5 with the Mages of Aretusa. That brings you toward a description in the book stating that your name is recognizable by others beyond your region. These mages will not keep silent, really. They're all spreading. The novices will eventually grow and no longer be novices. This is going to spread. And they might not recall, why you were there. They might recall what spell you were teaching, but there was a woman once in Aratuza that had returned when the war began and began learning powerful magic. Sometimes there might be rumors spread. They will likely grow beyond your control. This might become something that is contested by the truth.
I mean, okay. Interesting.
Cersei becoming a legend very quickly.
So, at the end of this, Cloak is learned, Cersei.
Yes.
The source being what you have lovingly called the Darkhold.
Yep.
So evil cloak?
Well, evil cloak or not, I would like some description, Cersei. What does the world see when Cersei uses this spell?
Quick question. How does one raise vigor?
Vigor is a derived stat. So it is raised by raising one of the stats that it is added from. Vigor, I believe, is... Oh, wait a second.
I know this because I was
Vigor.
talking about it before.
Go ahead, please.
Vigor, it is a part derived stat, but you can raise it by spending, I think it's what, 10 times the level that it currently is at,
Indeed.
or something along those lines. Yeah.
What?
So
Yeah, it's
you're not going to be
expensive.
able to. It's going to be very expensive for you because you're at what, 25 vigor or something like that?
I will be. Well, I'm at 15. I need to raise my professional skill to 10, which I'm actually going to do. So I'll think about that. I
Alexa,
just
what is 15 times 10?
100?
15 times 10 is 150.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that's not happening. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to derail. I forgot I could raise my magical training.
Excellent.
No.
How much experience are you dumping into magical training?
5.
5.
Which raises in touch to 10, which brings my vigor to 25.
Holy shit.
Finally, yes. Though at level 10 in touch, you gain 25 just off the bat. 25 vigor, correct?
Every 2 points. For every point a mage has in touch, it grants 2 points to vigor. When this ability reaches 10, your max vigor becomes 25.
Perfect.
That's so many damage dice you're going to be
I
able to
only
roll.
did that because Cloak is 16 stamina, and I had 15, and I was very concerned for myself for a second.
So you almost learned a spell that you
That I
wouldn't
couldn't
be able
cast.
to cast.
You'll love to see it.
What is peak tabletop if not that, though?
Precisely. If you would kindly, I'm just curious. How much XP do you have left, Cersei? You've been
2.
stockpiling for a hot minute. 2.
Yes.
Excellent.
I started at 27, now I have 2.
Excellent. Question stands, Cersei. What does the world see when you cast Cloak? What is the flavor? What does the cloak look like to the rest of the world?
So, as written, Cloak will allow you to render yourself and anything you carry invisible. It grants a +10 to stealth and a +5 to attack and defense. So Cersei basically just becomes invisible. I imagine you could see the little ripple or shine, a very faint outline of a person. And she can see herself and her things on her person, but no one else can.
Cersei, it vanishes. There's no... As you read the description, it's exactly as it says, rules as written. This is what the spell does for you. The personal flavor of you casting the spell, very well done. I will add something here, though. It's cold, Cersei. incredibly cold.
Oh.
When you emerge from the cloak, you'll find that you have goosebumps over the entirety of your body. It's cold when you use cloak.
Dipping yourself in ice water.
Creepy.
So, is there anything else you want to do on your downtime, Cersei?
So for flavor, Cersei went shopping the first day and then came home and immediately started practicing and practiced a little bit every day, making little items invisible and then a set of clothes and then finally herself, as well as studying and meditating and raising her vigor threshold, however that process would be.
I would say for flavor's sake, being with Aurelia is enough to apply magical training and apply in touch. Hell, even just being at Aretusa would be flavor enough to justify a sudden burst in power in your skill tree.
And in the meantime, she would busy her mind by teaching novices. Being a TA.
By teaching the novices. How is your teaching, Cersei?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question. When I meant more being a TA, just kind of sitting in and helping.
Oh, no, make no mistake, I understood. I'm just curious as to your method of teaching.
Well, my teaching is a flat 0.
Excellent. Love that.
So she finds herself suddenly being very awkward, trying to help.
You just do it. It's easy. Get on it. Do
She
better.
would try to be like nice the way Aurelia was, and then and she would try to explain herself, and when the novice would look at her like, "What?" She'd be like, "What do you mean, what?"
What aren't you
Okay.
understanding?
So part of my downtime that I wanted to do was also sit on more lessons. Can I just have it be some of the lessons as well that Cersei is helping with, so I can just be like,
If you're interested.
it's. I'm just taking notes. It's just easy. You should be able to do it.
Yeah. How long have you been here? You should know this by now. Excellent. Love to see that. Perfect. I love it. If there's anything else, Ingrid, or rather, Cersei, if you want to jump in or you forget something, and after Ingrid, by all means, let us know. But we're gonna jump over to Ingrid for your downtime. What would you like to accomplish?
So I already did a little bit of shopping with Cersei, but one of the big things that I really want to make sure that I'm doing is checking in on Istrid, spending some quality time with him, and the mutagens that he said that he had. He said he could make me stronger.
He did indeed say he can make you stronger. Now, downtime, for those of you watching, if this is your first time watching something that I've run, game-wise, and for those of you who might not have played in something where we do downtime, normally downtime is just very brief. We touch on things, we make some rolls. However, there are key moments that stick out where we will jump back into the game out of character perspective, out of the large panning camera over the world, and back into the on-the-ground footsteps of characters. Ingrid, this is one such of those moments. You check on Istrid. When? How many days do you give him? Do you give him any days?
I would say I would have given him at least a day or two before I started, because he did say to meet him later, you know? It was like, meet me later and we can start going over this. So probably a day. Enough for Ingrid to get some shopping done and maybe a little bit more practice in. I know that as I mentioned before, I would like for her to sit in on a couple more classes in the span of these couple of weeks that we're spending, and even potentially ask Aurelia if she has any advice for Ingrid in her casting methods and the like, to make things a little more smoother, or what she might better about herself for that. But yeah, she's going to give Istrid a day.
in the day he takes. There's no contact. He stays in his room. He stays in his space. Until finally you must give in, Ingrid. You have to know.
Mhm.
You journey to his space, into his room. It's a single door. Made of looks like white oak. Stained a clear stain. It's a clear sort of wax or some sort of lacquer that was applied that keeps it fresh, nice, clear, and clean.
She knocks.
You hear a voice. I'm very busy, Stregobor.
It's not Stregobor. It's Ingrid of Sintra. The Witcher?
You
Fair
hear
Witcher?
shuffling movement beyond the door as things are readied and pushed and moved. You can hear him curse under his breath as he moves toward the door. You can hear the noise and the clutter move toward the door. He opens. Hi, hello. Sorry. I've been engrossed. Please come in.
Yes, of course. I wanted to check in on you and see how things were
Please
were
come in.
going.
He takes your
Yes, yes.
hands
Oh,
and pulls you inside and kind of like he takes your hands and pulls you close to him for a moment, and then he kind of rotates and spins with you and kind of his back toward the door. Now he turns around, looks left and looks right down the hall, and then pulls it closed. It says, I think I have what you need. Ingrid,
Already?
in this room, you can see paper and parchment has been strewn about. There's a chair knocked over and tossed off to the side. There's an alchemy station set up that has taken up his nightstands that he's moved away from his bed, as well as a desk or an armoire. A mirror has been covered and almost looks like it's been ripped off of a dresser and stashed off to the side. But he has taken every flat surface in this space and committed it to the practice of alchemy.
Oh, wow. And as as a Witcher, as somebody who is at least decently practiced in some alchemical means, how well is this all put together?
This is it's impressive. It's not impressive because of how well done it is and how it's a fully functioning laboratory. It's impressive how much he's done with how little he has. You can very clearly see items from a travel kit, such as the one that was in Cersei's bags whenever you fled Vizima. But as well, there looks to be stolen cauldrons and pots, things that were taken from the kitchen, as well as any flask and tubes that he's been able to get his hands on. There are things bubbling. There are ink pots that are spilled over, but scrawled on the black pages are lines of what looks like where ink has been erased or smudged away. Notes have been taken everywhere. There are diagrams, from what you can see, of sort of the Vesuvian man, but with a Brooks's body. So laid forth, you can see the layers of skin, the layers of bone and marrow. There's a great deal of study that had been done in this past 24 hours.
You are quite resourceful. My goodness.
Well, to be fair, Artus has a grand library, and I'm sure I will hear something of these books, but I needed specific pages, and I'll put them back together.
Well, what help may I avail you of? And she's going to get comfortable.
He hesitates.
She's wearing her new outfit, by the way, the new vest and
Hence the reason he
pants.
hesitates. He stops and looks you over for a second and looks as if he's about to say something, and then I need some steady hands, really. I have isolated. He pulls you over toward it's a strange setup. It's metal. It looks like as if if you're familiar with the stands that hold globes,
Mhm.
on a smaller scale, and where you have where you would have a globe, you have the piece of a higher vampire that you've provided, all pinned with thin metal, what looks like knitting needles, pinned in place in the center of it. There are bits of skin and tissue peeled back. Something is exposed. He starts to explain. He points and says, the mutagen that you need is there, even that is just it's not exactly there. Once it's acquired, it must be distilled, and the proper processes must be made.
Of course.
However, it is connected. He takes some tweezers and pushes up some of the tissue. There you can see veins and almost like tubes of organ connecting toward a specific gland, a specific pocket of flesh. He says, if this tube or this tube is not severed precisely right, it will flood with what I think is a toxin, something that the vampire was able to produce. This could destroy or damage the mutagen beyond use and create either an unusable component or a poisonous one.
What an absolute fascinating failsafe.
I don't know that it is a natural. I don't know that it's a failsafe. It's just a produced naturally by their bodies. It's a very interesting concept. I don't. It's as if. I don't know. I just don't know.
Well, there's only one way you can find out.
I needed more hands. So it's very fortuitous that you came to this. I need you to peel the tissue back very, very carefully. Hold it in place. I have a small workspace to use, so I need as much as you can properly give without tearing the what has already been cut open.
Whatever you need, my body is yours to command. Just tell me what you need me to do.
He hands you two implements. One is like a large set of tweezers that he has you hold the opening at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and another is a what looks like a long, almost like a scalpel, made of bone. And he says, "You're going to hold the top open, and I will do my best to direct you to cut at a certain pace. The bottom of this opening can be cut open enough so I can see these two tubes that we need to sever. However, I don't know, as you can see, he points, these tubes aren't just straight, they wrap around, so I just need you to be very careful. If I say stop, you must stop. On the most microscopic level, you must stop."
Mm.
He
You have my trained sword hand.
He reaches in, and you two begin your work. Ingrid, I would like you to make
Yes.
a roll.
Oh boy. Let's do this. What do you want?
I need you to make a dexterity and sleight of hand.
Yay! Good luck. Sleight of hand is 0.
You have luck.
You do
Yes,
have luck.
I'm going to use my luck to turn my sleight of hand into an 8.
Excellent.
So
Dumping
there
all
we
of it on
go. Okay, to be fair, I think this is worthy of all 8 points of my fucking luck.
I think so.
I agree.
All right, so that's 8 plus my dexterity, which is 11. So that's... Hold on. On the sheet it says current. Maximum current for that.
For
dexterity. Dexterity and reflex. Do they
Yes,
go up and down depending on certain things?
Yes, damage. Double check how much. If you, cause you should have healed by now.
Yeah, I'm fully healed. I don't know why it's not updated.
Interesting.
Yeah, I have 45 health out of 45 health, 45 stamina out of 45 stamina.
I'll take a look
My
at it later.
resolve's at 20, but that's weird. Okay. So, sorry, 8 plus 11, so that's 19 plus 9. 19 plus 9, so that's
27. Wait, 28. I apologize.
yes.
So, Ingrid, you hold. You hear him speak, and he says, "Continue, please. Just keep going till I say stop. Go, go." He starts mumbling to himself. Go, go, go. And he cuts and pulls and tugs, and he says, "Ugh." There's moments of doubt as he goes, and he continues on this process. Suddenly, he calls out, "Stop!" And you stop. Frozen. He tugs on something, pulls out of this mound of flesh a small gland, like a smaller secondary heart. And there are 2 tubes that come unraveled as he pulls out and says, "Continue." And you continue, you cut, you slice this thing near in half. He continues to pull, and you see these 2 large veins continue to unravel from inside. There are 2 layers that they are sandwiched within, and they move outwards. He lays it on the table. Perfect. There's only one last task. Thank
Yes.
you.
Whew. That was exhilarating.
Perfect. He looks at the 2 tubes connecting to what will be the mutagen that you need. And he says, "Well, would you like to do the honors?"
Sure.
He hands you a scalpel and briefly begins to chant. You can feel the air grow a bit thicker. As if humidity has taken this space. And you can see, as he points to the areas where to cut, things become clearer. And Ingrid, do you cut?
Yes, I will cut. I'll follow his direction to the best of my capabilities. Whatever he needs.
You slice 2 tubes. He quickly snatches up the small mound, the little bit, the mutagen itself, as the tubes begin to pour out. Fluid, it's clear, with streaks of what looks perhaps like blood, or it's too dark to be blood, or perhaps it is. It's very pure, if it is. Holds it up and says, where he pushes away, holding the mutagen in one hand as he brushes his arm up against it and moves a space, and then throws a cloth over and lays down another small, what looks like just an overturned flat surface, an overturned bowl of some sort. He sets the mutagen on top. There it is.
Do you have a vial of some sort, really quick?
Take your pick.
She's just gonna find a vial with a stopper, and then she's gonna take some of that clear fluid that, or attempt to take some of that clear fluid that spilled out, and try to scoop some of it up into there.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me a roll. It's going to be your craft and alchemy, please.
Craft and alchemy. Okay. Alchemy is 5. My craft itself is 3. So it's 8 plus 7, so that is 15.
15, perfect. You scoop up the fluids. It's done. He says, now it's only a matter of distillation, which will be quite simple, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I have to
Fascinating.
warn you, I do have a few others that you can choose from, but I do feel the need to warn you. I offered this up to you, Ingrid, because you were in duress. I don't want you to take this lightly. This will change you. Not just make you stronger. This has side effects. Your physical appearance may be altered.
I understand. It is the same risks that we took when we became Witchers. It is the risk that we always take whenever we alter ourselves
Well,
to become stronger.
That's the unfortunate thing about it as well, is that witches are likely the only ones that will be able to stomach this and able to take this in, but as well, there is a limit.
I understand. I told you my story last we walked together, so you understand why I am willing to take this risk. Renwick must be stopped at whatever cost. I do not care what happens to me in the end.
I understand. I will come to you tonight with this.
Thank you. And she is going to hug Istrid.
And gives you a hug in kind. You depart.
Yeah. I will say that she's probably going to go to Cersei after that point and let her know what's probably going to happen, and that she would like Cersei to be there just in case.
Perfect. Then this next is your 2 scene.
Mm.
Where does Ingrid find you, Cersei?
It's only 2 days after. Then Cersei is probably finishing up helping with the lesson. Probably waiting for novices are pouring out the door, and she's hanging back, making small talk with whoever the professor was for the day or for that class.
Understood. You come across this, Ingrid?
Ingrid will, she'll wait for the novices to depart, and then she's going to do a little on the door.
Um,
And she's just in there.
And Cersei will see you and, excuse herself and walk up to you, Ingrid.
Cersei, who is the teacher that she was working with today?
That would be Sabrina.
Do you mind if I steal you for a moment? She does not want to say what this is in front of Sabrina.
Do you need me anymore?
No, you've been a delight, darling. And, thank you for everything. I feel as if your presence in the classroom is the very least helping. If not their focus, then their drive.
Happy to help. I'll see you tonight.
She's being nice. This is weird.
And she'll and Cersei will just, all right, let's go.
To be fair, there was a subtle dig in there.
Oh, that's... Well, yeah, she's not going to catch that. So yes, once they're in a quiet spot, probably somewhere in like a corner, a little alcove, or if Cersei prefers her room or one of their rooms or wherever, Ingrid is going to be like, Istrid has had a breakthrough. A mutagen is currently being created from the higher vampire heart that we have brought with that I gave to him, that we brought from Vizima, from the one that that had your, what are you calling it, your dark hold?
It's just a book. Yes, I remember.
It's canon now. Ingrid is going to be like, Istrid, it was a trial getting it, and I am not sure what experience you have dealing with mutagens of a sort, but I assume you know the dangers at risk of altering one's body, especially with something as powerful as that.
Well, I remember what we went through, but I don't know the first thing about anything Witchers do besides what I've seen.
Have you never seen the trial of the grasses firsthand?
No, Ingrid.
Oh, I guess that would be correct. That was also like, she's remembering you're not as old as the novices said that you were. So she's going to be like, well, with how dangerous this could be, there's a risk of physical changes to myself. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think a mutagen of this potency, of this caliber, has been created in a while, a long time, used.
That is correct.
This is, as one might say, a new horizon in mutagens. One such as this is, along with my knowledge, has never been created, let alone attempted. I do not know what this is going to do with me, but I know this is something that I must do, and I would like you there with me.
Of course.
Should the worst come to happen, if I lose myself, make it quick.
Well, it won't come to that.
Very well. That is what I needed. We're going to be doing this tonight, Istrid, so that he will be ready tonight for this.
Okay. Tonight then.
Tonight. There we go. Exciting. New territory.
Excellent. So, mechanically speaking, just so the players are aware, Witchers can only be mutated twice. Any other mutagens added fail. This is the cap. This is the limit. So, I want to make this very clear. Ingrid, you will be using one mutagen. This will take up a slot. Should you wish to change it out later, it's not possible. This is something you will stick with. This is a permanent change. As well are the changes to your form. If you take a look, I don't think this is a book that you guys have looked through, but on page 144 in Witcher's Journal, it details some of the mutagens and what they could do, as well as the minor mutations, the things that happen to a Witcher's body. Things like small horns and a tail sprouting, as well as plant growth on the body, fur growth.
It's wild magic.
Yeah, kind of. Internal glowing and gaunt features, sickly pale skin and gaunt features, fangs. These are permanent changes you will live with.
Some of those sound cool. Understood. He said it's in the Witcher's Journal?
Page 144.
Witcher's Journal. Oh. But yes, I understand the consequences there. I got there eventually.
Excellent.
I feel like this is like her using this specific mutagen is very thematic and fits with her story arc. So yeah, here we go.
Perfect. So, does this happen tonight, Ingrid?
As soon as Istrid says that he's ready and shows up, we're doing it.
Excellent. See no better time than to take our break here. When we return, we will see the results and the process of applying a mutation to a Witcher. We'll see you all very shortly. Hello. Apologies, I had to grab water, and that was a whole adventure for me. So, welcome back. We're doing things. We are going to see the results of Ingrid's choice. So, this takes place in the same night. Ingrid,
Yes.
you're prepared?
Yes. Ingrid. I would say Ingrid is in her most comfortable outfit that she is. I wouldn't not one of the new ones, like her old one that she was in, the one that she's willing to fuck up pretty much. Should things actually, you know what? It might just be easier to do this naked, because you never know.
Entirely up to you.
So- Yeah. All right, we're doing it naked.
Like
She's-
completely naked or like
Yeah, fuck it. I don't know what's gonna fucking happen. Ramos is scaring me. I don't want to fuck up outfits and shit like that. You think the
Like
trial of the
underwear.
grasses is done in clothes?
What are you doing like underwear?
Okay, uncomfortable.
So, this process is unlike a trial of the grasses. The mutagen has been distilled down to you, Ingrid. The flask is oversized. There are only about 3 ounces, maybe 4 ounces of liquid. Istrid welcomes you in. He's cleared the space as best he can without taking apart the makeshift alchemy. Cersei, as well, this is your first time seeing the state of Istrid's room. There are things in here that probably shouldn't be in here. Books that are the pages have been not torn away from them, but the binding has been cut, and so that he can better pin things and lay things out.
Did you help yourself to our resources?
No one was reading.
Fair.
As this is happening, Ingrid is stripping.
He turns and sees Ingrid. Oh, I don't
What?
know if
Is there a problem?
just my propriety, I suppose. He turns again to face you and holds the flask up, not making eye contact and kind of looking at the ground.
I do want to know that Ingrid literally doesn't see a problem with anything that's going on right now, and she's very confused.
Fair enough. You know, being a Bear Skull Witcher will do that to you.
Yeah, 100%.
Estrid holds the flask up and says, I don't know what you're going to feel. Unfortunately, we've reached the limits of my knowledge, and everything that I've read has been just... it's just been scattered notes, and nothing factual, just hypothesis.
Understood. It is the risk that we take, is why Cersei came here as well. Thank you again for that. Should the worst happen, well, as I told her, take care of me quick. But we are charting We are going along uncharted territory with this. I do not know of another Witcher who has done a mutagen of this caliber. I admit to being a little nervous, but let us do this. Let us waste no more time.
Nods. He holds the flask up to you. Says, "It's not too late to make the safe decision."
Ingrid goes into a meditative stance on her knees near the two of them, in a space in the room that has enough open area around her. She takes a breath, opens the uncorks the lid, and I assume this is a drinkable. This is a drink, right?
Drinky drink.
Drinky drink. To the future, and she drinks it down completely.
It tastes like liquid iron, Ingrid.
Mm.
It's thick going down. It's like swallowing molasses.
Okay, not as gross as I was anticipating.
You feel sick. To say sick is an understatement. Beyond compare. You begin to feel woozy. You can feel
She's swaying.
the sweat begin to pool. It's taking a lot. It's taking from you, Ingrid. It's not giving anything. It's taking you, Ingrid.
I'm gonna say she goes from her meditative stance and she doubles over, and she's going fetal on the ground.
You can feel it as it has burned past your throat into your chest. It is now arriving, traveling through the tubes that will lead down into your stomach. You can feel it fight the entire way down. It's as if it's clawing, trying to wrench itself back up your esophagus. It burns. It stings. It is clawing and ripping from you from
He
the
screams.
inside, Ingrid.
She screams.
Cersei, you see one of the most powerful women, one of the strongest friends you have, double over. You don't even really notice, Ingrid, but Cersei, you do. You see it. She is weeping. Amidst the cries of pain, amidst the double over, there is words, cries of pain and fear and begging. Ingrid, what do you want? What comforts you most?
She's calling out for Aaron. Water.
Mr. does his best. He brings you water and he begins to try to pour it into your lips, and it tastes foul. It's as if he got it from outside in the foul part of the river after a village has just emptied their latrines. It is foul, Ingrid.
He gags and spits it back up.
Your own tongue rejects the things that it tastes. You feel the tongue against your teeth, and it tastes like brimstone. You can feel the tongue against the roof of your mouth, and you can feel as if it's licking rotting flesh left by a long-dead wolf that was seemingly supposed to return for its kill. The feeling of this is everything. Every molecule of your body is fighting to reject this, and indeed what you've imbibed is rejecting you as well. It wants you dead, Ingrid. This is not working. You're gonna die here. This is it. This is how Ingrid, the bear of Sintra, sworn to the lioness herself, this is how you die, Ingrid.
No, help! I don't want to die yet.
Cersei, is there anything that you do, anything that you say?
So I think Cersei is just kind of like stunned and looking to Istrid like, is there something? What? Do something. What do we do?
I don't know. This isn't. I don't know. I can't. I truly don't know. He starts to.
Ingrid
can
spasms
see-
and writhes really fucking hard on the
can
ground
see
at
very-
that point.
Just quickly, Cersei, as Ingrid does this, you can see him doing a mental check, a long past lesson that you've learned to move past, that he's regressing to in this moment. A double check. You can see him sorting through a mental catalog of his spells, something that might work. He's very quickly coming up short.
Cersei will get down on her knees, next to Ingrid, and start using healing.
You do this. Ingrid, there is a cool, soothing hand that touches you. And it's the only small pinprick amongst pain, a world of agony, this small modicum of relief that you cling
In that moment,
to.
In that moment, with that being the only kind sensation that she's feeling in that moment, her inner child, the bit of her that she still has left from when she was still just a little farm girl, reaches out and desperately grasps onto those arms, trying to bring closer, trying to cover herself more in whatever that sensation is. I assume she's blind at this point, pretty much, with how much pain she's in and how much discomfort she's in.
Perhaps not blind, just the sweat and the tears make things quite blurry, Ingrid, and in this moment there is fear.
Am I gonna
As
die?
you see...
No.
Standing at the foot of the bed is Nyoka, looking quite disappointed.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I failed you. I'm failing everyone again.
And close your eyes and you seize. Then there is Renwick, smiling, watching a thorn in his side die.
You would feel, Cersei, the arms that were grabbing at you for comfort, one of them shoots up at an invisible object trying to grasp with clawed hands, wanting to choke, kill, maim whatever is in front of her in that moment there.
Just would dodge out of the way, just bewildered, not knowing what to do.
You see him, Ingrid. He moves just out of reach. And amidst your own whimpers, your cries, your rage, I swear you can hear two words escape his lips. I win.
You bastard, Renwick, you bastard!
It's here, Ingrid, that you lose consciousness. And Cersei, in this moment, there is a sad peace. There's no more writhing, no more twitching, no more crying out, no more screams. She's breathing. And she has gone quite pale. There is a saying, when someone is sick or when someone is incredibly unwell, you look as if someone walked over your grave, or you look as if you are a ghost, not as if you've seen one. Ingrid's skin is pale and clammy. The veins, the vascular system of Ingrid, the Bear School Witcher, is now incredibly prominent. You can almost see individual tendons. Perhaps it's from the flexing and the spasm, the seizing of muscles. Everything should be relaxed now, but their skin has gone perhaps tauter, or it's almost semi-translucent.
He's breathing. Help me.
Mr. nods.
And I just start to try to get her on the bed.
The two of you do this. And throughout the night, you may tend to her.
Put wet cloth over her forehead. Keep casting healing.
Eventually, late in the evening, closer to sunset, Ingrid, your eyes drift open.
I assume I feel like utter shit, probably.
You feel exhausted still.
Where am I?
You're in Eastert's room.
Her voice, Cersei, has changed. Perhaps it's the screaming, the efforts in the prior evening that have weighed on her vocal cords. She speaks in a hiss almost.
What happened? She darts up in that moment, or tries to sit up as quickly as she could, breathing very heavily now.
You just take it easy.
She looks at her hands. What does she see now?
Those are your hands, Ingrid.
I'm alive.
The skin, though, is strange. You can make out your vascular system, you can make out individual bone. It's as if your skin has gone taut. Your skin is semi-translucent, and it's unsettling if you stare too long. If you stare too long, you can almost see the muscles, the skin. The skin falls away, and you can see muscles and veins and bone almost.
If that's the worst of it.
Your own voice, Ingrid, sounds almost foreign. You speak
Mirror.
Esther brings you a mirror.
She pulls it right up and she looks at herself.
You have a winter complexion. You have, your skin itself feels, looks as if, again, semi-translucent.
Is there anything else that she notices about herself other than the skin change?
Looking deep into
Looking
your
all
eyes,
ourselves.
you can see the whites have changed. They are no longer white. You have discolored your own eyes. There is a creeping yellow that now has taken. It's not too terribly dark, but it's, in a quick casual glance, it would seem normal. But it's focusing on it too long. It's not normal. It's not natural.
I guess it could have been worse.
I don't know how it could have been any worse than that.
Thank you for being there with me through that. I hope I didn't hurt you at all.
No. It wasn't just me either.
Istrid, yes.
You don't have to thank me. It's I was quite useless after you imbibed. Nevertheless, I imagine you will feel there will be a period of recovery, but I'm curious to see how you feel in the coming days.
Me as well. I can only imagine what this will do to me, but hopefully it'll be something good and worth it. This is going to take some getting used to. I know. Whew.
It's worse in the sun, Ingrid.
You said it's worse in the sunlight?
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel any pain from it, do I?
No, not at all.
Okay. But I pretty much look like a ghost now at this point.
Semi-translucent skin, perhaps. It's unsettling to look at too long, yes.
Lovely. Not what I was expecting, but how I assume I don't really remember much of what happened after I imbibed.
Correct. It's a blur of pain and fear, really.
She looks to Istrid and Cersei, and she's gonna say, I wonder what all happened. I remember drinking, and I remember the pain, and then I remember feeling fear. But that's all. What happened?
I don't. Maybe it's better to not remember.
Understood. There's a bit of a primal fear that crosses over her face in that moment, and she pulls the mirror back and she checks her teeth.
Your canines are no longer than they were before, Ingrid.
Okay. Good. Good. Some bonuses then. I wonder what strength will come of this moving forward.
In the coming days, things do come about. You feel changes. Cersei, I imagine that this is also during your practice, your learning of this new spell. I would imagine you keep an eye out on Ingrid as well, though. During training, Ingrid, you find yourself faster, able to train longer. You find yourself able to endure more. You find sparring partners that are willing to keep up with you, or at least attempt to. Thaland and his family have offered. They've been making good money here. They're not keen to. They're not afraid to overstay their welcome. Until they are asked to leave, they won't be leaving. So, as you train, you seek out partners. Mages are difficult because it's just a matter of slinging spells, and you're already resistant to that. But it's the interesting bit of melee combat as Thalan and his companions, his family, face off against you. You take a blow with a club to the back of the kneecap. You do not buckle. You press on. You stop using armor, of course. A blade, blunted with your forearm. You find yourself able to outlast an enemy. After a lengthy training session, constant resets, Down and his family say, "No more. I don't know how you can keep going. You witches are built very sturdy, to say the very least."
Ingrid is going to look at herself over after that, very pleased with what she's seeing. And she's going to say, maybe even absent-mindedly, "I don't think there's been a Witcher built like me before. I'm built different." Sorry.
You shrug off after, in the coming days, Ingrid, the sweat, the pain. The skin is still semi-translucent. Yes, what can I do for you?
There is one thing I want to try.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I will probably need the assistance of Cersei should things go awry. I see Luna's eyes go wide there for a second. Do you remember the first training bout that I did with Igni? I'm going to push myself the same degree and see what that does to me.
So, how much stamina are you pouring into this? I believe your max is
It's 4 stamina. It's my vigor is currently at 4, so the max stamina I can push in is 4. I'm going to overexert 2 points, so that's what, 20 health or 10 health? I think it's 10 health actually. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, 2 points, so it's 6 stamina total that she's pushing forward into this.
overexertion. So, the fire takes you, Ingrid. Your body takes damage.
Mhm.
It hurts, but not nearly as much as it did. You look now, and there's even less scarring. Your arm is not mangled. You will have burns should someone not heal you.
That's why Cersei's
Yes, I'm Healbot.
But you do not have to regrow skin or spend strenuous time to do so.
She's gonna look at Cersei and she's like, did you see that?
I saw it. Got a crazy look in your eye there.
For
Sorry,
your
sorry.
knowledge, Ingrid, as you return to your evening, or as you return that same evening, after healing, you find yourself looking at your form alone in your room. Your muscles are more prominent. Your skin may still be taut and perhaps semi-translucent, but you swear that there is more definition in your form. For the mechanical purposes, Ingrid,
Mm-hmm.
you may change your sheet. You will add +1 to your body.
So just make it 11 maximum instead of 10 maximum?
Correct.
Cool. I dig that.
As well as adding 10 HP static.
How do I add up my maximum?
The
It's not
sheet
letting me
may
click
fight
into
you
it.
on that, but just make a note somewhere that you have 10 HP. Or a +10, I should say.
So body, getting that body up +1 already gives me 50 HP, so I have a total of 60 now, right?
Correct.
Holy cow.
Eat weird shit, that's the
Drunk.
lesson today.
Mhm.
Eat weird shit.
I'm sure it's a lesson that won't backfire at all. So, Ingrid, this is a chunk of your downtime.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to accomplish that is needs to be of note?
Realistically, it's just listening in on more sessions, getting used to her new form, and the only other one would be talking to Aurelia and kind of gauging if there's any better way to go about using her signs, or if there's any better way to use Igni, or anything that she can do to improve her form with that.
Combat signs are well, not
Witcher exclusive magics?
no, they're not Witcher exclusive. However, most mages don't bother with them as they're like seen as like cantrips almost, if you want to put it in D&D terms.
What's wrong with a cantrip?
Even less than cantrips in their eyes. So there's some notes to be made. But magic in the form of combat that isn't just spells, difficult to gain anything. I mean, there's with you attending classes and things, magical theory, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
What is the goal? Is there a mechanical goal?
Oh, I mean, the mechanical goal is eventually I want Ingrid to learn some of the more advanced versions of Igni.
Mm-hmm. Good to know. I will make a note, and as you progress, as you move through the world, there may be some benefit from here.
Sweet. Thank you. That's it for me.
So, how interesting for both of you. Everything in reality that you've done, aside from the flavor bits, you only really need to spend a week here. How long would you like to stay?
The sooner we get moving, the
Yeah, Cersei doesn't want to leave. She's still a little traumatized. But no, you're right. We should go. We should track down Cadfan so we can learn exactly why Renwick wants this tome. And if it should even be allowed to, and she'll look at it, be allowed to not not be destroyed.
that is true. That is a good motivation to go that route.
As well, we have that list of relics from Yoga's teacher. that we
Oh,
found
right.
on the body.
And we have enough information to know where the general locations of both these items would be.
Yes, indeed, you do. I would also like to say, well, decide how long you are staying.
Ingrid wants to leave ASAP, but like, I really want to do this. So, do I notice the hesitation in Cersei?
Mm-hmm. She's
Not
like
gonna make-
standing, rigid.
Ingrid is going to get close and offer Cersei a hug, as is her bear witcher nature apparently at this point. And she's going to say, "We can stay longer if it would make you more comfortable."
And she'll start to say something, and then she'll go to her bag that's probably laid out on the bed and pull out the compass and try and see where it points, where Elodie is.
The position hasn't changed, Cersei, from the last you checked.
Aaron Kaduk. She's still there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're not going to accomplish anything idling here, so.
Very well. But do not do what I do. Do not neglect your own mental health. Make sure you are doing what you need to keep yourself sane and focused. Look at the cost of me delving. She's going to just
I mean, it's not that bad.
Is it? And she's gonna like flex her hand right in front of your face.
It's a little bad.
For,
Can I never tan again?
I mean, you can try. Why not? Give it a shot.
You can certainly try.
So, again, none of your conversation answers how long you're staying, ladies.
The week.
We're leaving a week.
In
We're
a
leaving
week.
like right now. Yeah.
A
so.
single week spent in Aratusa.
Maybe. I don't know. No.
No, don't listen to Ramos's fucking tone with that. We're just gonna stay a week. We got to get the ball rolling on this. We got to get the quest going. We got to get our cool items. Ramos is trying to keep us here so we can do more fucked up shit with Renwick and stuff while we're busy not doing anything.
You're so right.
A week. A single week. Excellent. What is the goal? There, Cadfin was brought up, and then also the artifacts, these relics you have the vague location of.
Relics first. We should be at our best when we meet a powerful necromancer.
Excellent.
Ingrid will agree. Being at our strongest will be a good idea.
How very interesting. So, do you recall the names of the artifacts you had gathered, ladies? The names of the relics you were interested in, the ones you had.
The silver longsword, Fate.
Fate.
And the succubus wand.
Fate and the succubus wand. To
That
give you
sounds
detail,
like a really weird book title.
Fate is judging off of the notes that were taken off of the School of the Viper Witcher. Fate seems to be southward. It's going to be, well, just on the border of what is now Nilfgaard. Well, technically, if you really want to get technical with it, what is already Nilfgaard? What used to be the border of Sintra.
Rough.
The succubus wand is on its way. On the southern portion of Temeria, Cadfan, as Aurelia passes information, has built up a tower, seemingly what is called the parapet, deep within the swamps, inhospitable and terrible, in Ebbing, which is a southernmost independent kingdom of Nilfgaard.
Gross.
So we have to go deep into enemy territory. Learn portal along the way.
That's yes. Yes.
Standing portal, I think
Standing-
you said it was called.
It's going to be tough, but yes.
Also, I will get Ingrid's new voice down. I just don't know how to verbally do that just yet. But Ingrid will say, we could go for your wand first, then make our way to, she hesitates, Sintra, or where Sintra used to be. She blinks a few times, and then she's for fate, and then we can continue our ways south from there.
Yes. I think that's an excellent idea.
Wonderful. We should get our carriage stocked up and then get on the road.
Yes, we need food.
Yes. I also wish to say farewell to that little group of initiates that seems to have taken to me. I don't want to leave them. I don't want to be that kind of person that just leaves without saying goodbye.
Right. Well, don't be... I'm trying to find a nice way to say this. If they're a little stunned,
Am I ugly, Luna?
I'm not saying no one said
Am
that.
I ugly? I'm being called an uggo.
I'm
Yeah,
ugly
10
and I'm
HP and
proud.
a +1 body. I think it's worth being ugly. Fuck it. I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Yeah. Jesus
Perfect.
fucking Christ.
Excellent.
I love it and I hate it at the same time. Thank you.
Yep, you will have that.
What is Luna taking notes on?
That's a great question.
Luna, what are your notes right now?
Hastily
worry about it.
scribbling. Excellent. So, we should say goodbye to the initiates. The novices were taken to you, and indeed, you may say goodbye, and they are sad to see you go. It's only been a little over a week with you staying at Aratuza. The questions get asked. Do you have to go now?
Yes,
All of the ladies are leaving. The sorcerers. Sabrina's supposed to be leaving next week.
Really? Even interesting. I didn't know that. But take heart. I know this is being done to keep everyone safe. Including what Cersei and I are questing for now. This won't be the end, and this won't be the last time we meet. But remember what I said. Stay strong. Stay together. And only you are the deciding factor of your lives. Do not let others control who and what you become. But try to become good. Yeah?
You don't have to go now, reasonably speaking. I mean, if everyone's leaving, you could stay and...
She hugs them as a group.
They give you a hug and they say, we'll be good.
What was I gonna do? There was something that I have nothing kind. I wanted to give them something nice, but I only have like monster parts.
Well,
Rough.
I don't know. Yeah, I
Um,
don't know about all that.
I know it is hard, but this is something that I must do, and it's something that I must face myself. And Cersei. But she is strong. She is one of the strongest mages that I know. And I think I'm pretty strong too. We will be okay. And you will be okay too. Because just like we are strong, you together are strong as well. Wow, I just did apes together strong. God damn it.
It works.
Ingrid's trying here. Ingrid is really trying here. But yeah, she says that. And she also say, and with that, I promise that I will return.
Thank you for being a pleasant change.
I hope you see more pleasant trees, pleasant people in your lives. Azure is holding back what I want Ingrid to say to them, and that's kick Stregobor in the balls for me at least once. But that might not turn out very good.
No.
But yeah, that's all that Ingrid will want to say.
Excellent.
Cersei would like to meet with and Aurelia. Both once put them together, and then once with Aurelia privately.
I missed the first name. Aurelian.
Margarita.
Margarita. Excellent. You may absolutely do this.
She'll go to Aurelia, or no, she'll just catch them both together. And she'll, could I have a moment of both of your time?
Of course.
Ingrid and I are leaving at dawn. I just wanted to thank you both. Thank you, Margarita, for your hospitality and other things, she says very quietly.
You don't want to tell everybody about your cult?
No, it's not a cult, it's a club.
Mhm.
You do this, and Margarita gives you a hug. Says, I meant what I said. You'll always have a home here should you want it.
Thank you. I will likely be returning. I don't know when, but I will.
We'll keep in touch as best we can.
Absolutely. And if there's anything you need of me, I'm sure you know how to find me. Reach out to me.
She nods. Aurelia takes your hand, gives you a squeeze, says, You're going to do wonderfully, dear.
Thank you. And telepathically, I'll say to Aurelia, could I meet you in your office?
She gives a affirmation with telepathy. The two of you retire to her office.
Scared. I know I already said that. I don't want to leave.
It is difficult, especially in times like these, to venture forward and to keep moving. Stagnation is a tempting mistress, but you will stagnate here, Cersei. I wish I could tell you to stay. I wish I could tell you that you should just remain safe, but the fact of the matter is, you can't.
Right. Well, any parting advice?
Keep an open mind. If you go into a situation expecting to be mistreated, you will be. You will find every opportunity to take offense. Most people are not evil, Cersei. They just are rude. Or they are ignorant. Ignorance can be forgiven because it can be changed. Keep an open mind. You'll find
Internally.
Go on.
Oh no. I was just saying internally that really sinks in, thinking about having to cross the border and such, and having to mingle with Nilfgaardians. But out loud, she just nods. I will. Thank you.
Your friend is capable, and in the coming days you will find capable friends are invaluable. Remember, you are not. No matter how much you love them, or how much you tie yourself, you are not Temerian. You are not. You are not Cintran. You are a mage of the continent. Magic is your nation. Chaos is your kingdom.
Yes, ma'am.
She pulls you in, gives you a hug deeply. Her arms wrap around you, and she squeezes. You are going to be wonderful. And I will prevent myself from doing so, but I am tempted to pray for any poor higher vampire bastard that crosses your path. She pats your cheek and says, well, where would you like me to send you? You didn't think I was going to let you just walk, did you?
When we have our cart.
Darling, when you've lived as old as I have, you can make a portal large enough for a cart.
Well, storyteller. Do we have a city, a town, that the succubus wand is at?
Outside of Maribor, which is the southern portion of Temeria. That is the last rumored location. Yes.
We also have the compass that points us to the things that we are looking for, and as long as one of us is not thinking of Elodie at the time, it will point to the item in question, like
Maybe
a
you
quest
should hold
marker.
the damn compass then.
Yeah.
That wasn't a call out,
I know.
sorry.
It's okay.
There's a knock at the door. Aurelia rolls her eyes, and there is a voice from beyond the door, a voice you recognize. Stregobor's voice reaches. Listen. Aurelia, I must speak with you before I leave. It is of the utmost importance. It has to do with the companion that your apprentice keeps. Aurelia looks to you, Cersei, and she points toward a wardrobe.
Get in the wardrobe.
Oh my god, we're going to Narnia? Okay. Sorry.
Aurelia opens the door, and you can hear conversation. What is it, Stregobor? There's precious little I can have to listen to you, and precious little patience that I have left for their appearance today. Stregobor, you can feel almost strides in. You can hear the footsteps as he begins to pace and sort of scope the room. He says, under the impression you cared about your former apprentice, not having her travel with the likes of these brutish witchers. Aurelia replies, who she travels with is of her own accord. What company she keeps is her own. I'm not her mother, Stregobor. I was her teacher. Come now, darling. Did you think that I didn't notice? Did you think that your cohorts didn't notice how you doted, how you babied her? There's a pause. Aurelia says, if you have a point, make it. It's just interesting that this is the second witch to take an interest in a child such as that. Aurelia quickly replies in kind and says, she's not a child, Stregobor. She was. And when she was born with the Black Sun. My theories are growing, Aurelia, and you have to acknowledge that things are pointing toward me being right. No, Stregobor, you're chasing shadows. Shadows. Yes. That's precisely my concern. The shadows, Aurelia. The very shadows that your apprentice was born under, and the ties inextricably that they have to witchers. Do you think it's safe that they travel together, alone, without a supervision, without anyone to watch? I think they'll be fine, Stregobor. I think that they'll go about their days and make their contracts and eventually settle, and from what I understand, a mysterious, powerful benefactor has already offered for them to take down roots. Yes, because someone must keep a watch on them. So there's your game, Stregobor. You want to plant them and watch them grow. No, not watch them grow. Are you aware that she imbibed something quite dangerous in these very halls? Istrid was hesitant to speak. But I'm no fool. And nor are you. I notice the things that go missing. I notice rebinding when I see it. Mutated in your very halls, Aurelia. Not my halls, Stregobor. Margarita is... It doesn't matter. Aretusa has mutated a Witcher. How long do you think before that gets out? How long do you think before the common folk grow uneasy? Many of their own castles, fortresses, whatever they call them, were torn down for frustration of their own existence. Do you think that they'll take kindly if they think that we're practicing mutation? Not we, Stregobor. Aretusa. Well, of that we can agree. I'll share no blame for you harboring someone who pushes the bounds of chaos. I still fail to see your point, Stregobor. Then you fail to see the actions that must be taken. We have nothing else to discuss. I depart on the morrow. Aurelia, I hope that you will join me before the consequences of Aretusa's actions come to roost. Goodbye, Stregobor. A shame. Goodbye, Aurelia. You hear footsteps, Cersei. And the door closes.
I'll give it a moment, and then I'll step out of the wardrobe. Quite cramped.
I hate that man.
Yeah. Yes, me too.
I'm very sorry you had to hear that.
I'm sorry that I'm sorry that we did that without anyone's permission or knowledge.
So it's true.
Yes.
We should have told people that we were doing stuff.
That's crazy.
Mutation is a tricky thing, Cersei. It's a path that borders other feared magics. Necromancy, Goetia. I'm not one to stop you from learning.
I had no intention of reading past the chaos within my wheelhouse.
As I told Stregobor, I'm not your mother, Cersei. I'm your teacher. And if you don't have to justify anything to me. You're a grown woman and a powerful mage. There is nothing that you pursue that I think that you can't master.
A small smile. Pride.
Gather your friend. We'll send you somewhere safe, hopefully ahead of Stragor the Great and Prying.
Yes, that would be most appreciated. I'll get her things ready right away.
Not right away. You said tomorrow. I intend to drink.
Well, if this is an invitation, I intend to accept it.
Excellent.
Shall I collect Ingrid?
You may. Ingrid, Cersei, the two of you will reconvene.
I'd say Ingrid is probably checking on the carriage and making sure everything was situated and ready for departure, imminent departure.
You can see Thaland doing the same as you do this. And says, "Oh, were you asked to leave as well?"
Not asked.
Oh, well, neither were we. Gives a wink.
What? I assume business was profitable. What did I say?
I think as much as that margarita is going to be sore about it, this might be a frequent stop. The novices certainly appreciated it. We were able to get them nothing. We were able to get them nothing.
Right.
Come on, you can tell us. I gave you Witcher secrets.
I never would do anything that would upset the mages of Aretusa, especially after being so openly kind and hospitable to us. I would never pass away contraband to the novices and pollute their students.
What's wrong with a little help once in a while to calm down? I see nothing wrong with that. What?
There-
It helps me with my issues.
Never mind. I'm sure that everything that was transacted was appropriate.
Quite so. But, for the time being, we've been asked to let the students and the teachers get back to their studies.
Of course.
So, we'll happily oblige. And when we return, hopefully we'll have something more of interest. Perhaps something for the teachers this time. But are you off as well?
At dawn, first light.
Excellent. Which way? Perhaps we'll travel again together.
Well, and this is what I came out to tell you, Ingrid. We're actually privileged to a portal close to our destination.
But what about Pretty Good and our carriage?
Apparently, it's big enough for everybody, for everything.
Interesting. Is this something that you could learn?
Eventually, I'd like to.
Fancy. Well,
Fancy
Very well.
indeed. Well, you enjoy your pretty portals, and we'll be seeing you.
Ingrid is going to clap an arm around Thalin, give him like one of those one-armed hugs, and not still I would honestly say that because of the mutagens, it's still like one of those things where she doesn't understand a part of her new strength that comes from that, so it might be a little firmer than it needed to be. She's gonna smile and say, it has been a pleasure to work with you, to be around you. Thank you for everything, Thaland.
Pleasure's been
Yes.
all mine. It's been quite a fortuitous relationship. I do hope to see you alive on the road in these trying times. Perhaps, I'm sure the mages and all of the learned folk have left you with a bit of advice, some wisdom and knowledge, but if I might offer some of my own, this is wartime. And there's no shame in making money where you can in wartime. You're road folk now. You do what you can to survive.
I've always been road folk, though.
Yeah, but now you've got some wheels.
Vroom, vroom.
We'll take that under advisement.
Gives a smile and gives you all sort of a clasping handshake. And then they're off. They
Safe
head out into
travels.
the town. With smiles and singing beginning as they depart into the city that they will rest at before leaving in the morning.
Cersei, do you think he was giving them weed or something stronger? Because now I don't know.
I really hope it was just grass.
Hmm.
That's very unfortunate if it's anything else.
These mushrooms are magic. So, the two of you, of course, retire to Aurelia, and we will see the following morning after drinking and after a less somber goodbye, and where our heroes emerge the next morning. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for playing, of course, and we've been the Rolling Nomads. Before we go into our spiel and go into our goodbyes, though, of course, as always, we want to give the opportunity to our lovely players for some self-promotion. So if you kindly... Cersei.
Hey, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. I stream at Druid by Night Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I stream at Gehenna Gaming on Tuesdays. You can find me at Druid by Night on TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, of course, and now Blue Sky. And I've been Cersei. That's me.
Excellent. You have indeed been Cersei. Ingrid.
Hello, everybody. I am the Azure Butterfly, or Azure for short, or simply Rachel. I'm sorry, Ramos, I beat you to it.
No worries.
You can find me at the azurebutterfly.ttv. I also stream here on the Rolling Nomads, not only as a part of the Witcher Ways of Old crew, but also as on my Azure's Horror Studio now. That happens every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to that. Yeah, I'm on all the socials at the Azure Butter One, including Blue Sky now, but Blue Sky is the Azure Butterfly because things. I'm going through a transitional period with some of my branding, so
Excellent. We hope to see. I can't wait to see what comes out the other end of the transitional period of the branding, all that good stuff. I, of course, have been your game master for this evening, Gilbert Ramos, found everywhere at Ramos the Nomad. That's TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, and, of course, now Blue Sky. Thanks to the kindness of friends and strangers. Yeah, I don't know how to Blue Sky yet, so if you follow me on there...
It's Twitter.
I'm still getting used
Listen, I barely understood Twitter,
Twitter.
and then they changed things.
Not fair.
I'm an old man, and I reserve the right to stay that way. We of course have been the Rolling Nomads. You can find us on Twitter at _Rolling Nomads. It's the best way to keep up to date with us for our announcements, our going live announcements, our late starts, our cancellations, our new programming, all that good stuff. Once again, it's at _Rolling Nomads on Twitter. Doing great. These episodes are uploaded on YouTube, on youtube.com/Rolling Nomads, where they are being uploaded and put into playlists for your viewing pleasure, for catching up and all that good stuff. As well, you can find us live right here on twitch.tv/Rolling Nomads, as well as sometimes we do things on Sundays over at the Onyx Path, as well as Fridays at the Onyx Path as well. We are doing a Titans Rising thing to help promote the book that is on Kickstarter. Again, 9 days left. Really excited about it. But rather than go through our entire spiel and our entire programming spiel, we're gonna leave you to it. We really appreciate you checking all our stuff out. We appreciate you tuning in tonight, and of course, I appreciate the lovely players that have joined us tonight as well. We are going to stick around. Well, I would encourage you guys to stick around for a raid. We're going to see who's live, who's up and alive and doing things this late tonight, and we'll show them some nomadic love. that's all I got. I think we're good. We did good.
You did real good.
Very good. Thank you for running this, Ramos.
Hey, I mean, Stregobor feels gross. I don't like it. I don't like putting that
Well, hey,
face
you don't
on.
have to play Stregobor.
I'm
Stregobor
so
for a little
glad
bit
he's
longer.
gone. It feels icky. We're gonna dip out. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. We will see you guys next time. Same time, same place, same heroes. We'll see you then.